What's up, Cancer? This is the last one I'm going to do for the night. For anybody else who's, checking in on these videos. I am late. I apologize. I'm late because, there's been so much energy. It's been crazy, Cancer. I mean, I'm sure y'all feel it. You're like one of the number one empaths or the number one empath. I've always called this the homework family readings, but Spirit's telling me to change it up and start calling it home light security readings. And it's more like a monthly check-in on where our soulful work is and see what is going on with that and if we're on point or what, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's the way I'm being told to explain it. And if you've never had or followed any of these readings, look right there. It's telling you how to understand these readings because I do them sun, moon, and rising, but you need to understand it from a specific point of view. So please read that if you've never followed any of these readings before. Now, Cancer, you guys are really in your spiritual self, but you are about to take a jump out of that and get into your 10th house. And let me give you a little breakdown. You got the full moon on the 18th, which is taking place in Virgo, but then it's going to shift into Libra that day. So technically, you'll feel like the full moon in your sign is more going to take place on the 17th overnight. You'll be feeling that. And then it'll move into Libra, not in your sign, I'm sorry, in Virgo. And then it'll be moving into Libra on the 18th. The sun moves out of Pisces and moves into Aries on the 20th, which is also the equinox. Now, wherever the sun is, technically, is where your energy is. Okay? That's what house you are technically traveling through because the sun is illuminating that at the time. That's just the way it works. And so I'm wanting you to understand that this month, up until the 20th on the equinox, technically you've been, and until the 19th, until the 20th, you are still in your spiritual house, your 9th house, your psychic house, your ethics and morals and psychic abilities. We can get into it a little bit more in a minute, but after the 20th, you're moving into the 10th house, right? I'm pretty sure I'm right, but every once in a while, let me double check. But which will shift the energy majorly. In general, it will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9, and then to 10. So right now in the 9th house is super magically delicious. Is what I just heard. Anyway, it's very psychic right now, but it's also very mystical and wild and weird, which is great. But you got to stay grounded. You got to stay focused because with Mercury being here, Mercury is going to only be here until the 27th. And it's like not having it. It's like in a hurry to get out of here. So it's giving it somewhat of a Mercury retrograde feel at the same time. And the reason I say that is because Pisces has Jupiter in it. It has the sun in it. It has Neptune in it. And Mercury flying through in less than 3 weeks, technically. That's your psychic house. So saying you can't just stay up in la la land in the spiritual world. You also got to pay attention to what's going on so you don't miss anything. You've got to dot your T's and dot your I's and cross your T's because that world will catch up to you real quick when it comes to the 10th house. So I'm keeping you got to stay grounded. You can have roots and wings, so to speak, and you need to be able to do both at this time. The very first thing, I'm going to pull some cards, and what I'm getting is the 2 of Pentacles. For me, this is definitely about finding your balance, finding your higher self, as well as your lower self, your inner chaos, as well as, your inner love. Is finding your compassion the relationship with yourself and your balance, your yin and your yang, and you're finding that, which is a glorious thing. Like I said, the only thing you got to do is make sure that you're not just frolicking out in la la land on that spiritual level. You got to come down and make sure, because the next thing out is Seven of Wands. So this is also telling you to have to take courage in what you're learning about yourself, and boldly go where you've never gone before. Basically, standing in that power, taking that action, taking that inner value, and showing the world exactly what that is, because you've just been learning about it. So, I mean, it's a very good thing. Is there anything else here before I grab the next deck? You got the Three of Cups. So this could be, a celebration of coming to know yourself, coming to allow other people to see you. But this could also be, pay attention, like I said, the third world, not the third world, but that outer world has other stuff going on, and you may need to be keeping your eyes open. I was saying in the video for the week that, we were also being told Hawkeye. So, you need to be able to at the same time see everything. So either it could be something brand new coming forward, and relationships blooming and getting better, but it also might be about not seeing and starting to see what you're not seeing. The next thing is the Magician. So this is definitely all about you coming into your power, coming into your truth, coming into your authority, and being able to move forward. Let me see what this other deck is saying before we move forward. But it feels like it's pretty good energy so far. But they say for some of you, you're still not fully trusting in your intuition. Yeah, because now they've pulled out a dark deck. What? Let me see. Cancer. What does Cancer need to hear in order to move forward in the most positive way? What does that? I won't cry for you. This is kind of, because this is a darker deck. This is about, for one, not being manipulated and walked upon, not being, pushed over, been like the punt of the joke is what I just got from that. But it's also, like I said, on an empath level, you pick up everything and you try to handle it. And it's not always your job or your responsibility to handle everything for everybody. So it's knowing when to say when. The colorless angel, knowing when to walk away too. Knowing when to walk away and to let it go. No more artificial hearts. No more trying to tell yourself that it's good. No more telling yourself that you love something you don't. No more lies to yourself. And like I said, that's a good thing, but it's saying for some of you, you definitely need to admit that's the situation at hand. Now, let's look at the astrology. So, your ninth house, your higher self, your ethics, your morals. You're going in through, before I get into that, you're going through a whole lot of self-motivated, action-oriented, self-assertive, coming into your power and being able to free will it to be willed so. Okay? You're learning how to personally identify with yourself on this level, both on an introvert and an extroverted level, bringing the material world into balance by acknowledging these things and knowing where things have to change. But you're definitely looking at the outer world and the outer relationships. in general. And how is that supporting or not supporting? Now, when we get into our higher self, which is where the sun is, because it's the way I always explain it, you still have Jupiter here, Mercury here, Mars here, and the sun until the 20th, which is putting that higher self really out there, really on a psychic level, really zinging. But is it zinging in a way that's helping you create, helping you know yourself, or are you just kind of like butterfly social behavior? I mean, are you able to stay grounded and keep yourself clear? Because that's the point. Because, like I said, when it comes out of that ninth house and that inner balance and that inner knowing of yourself, and it moves into the 10th house, you're moving into the sun and the 10th for Aries energy. And it's Chiron with Athena, the warrior goddess, Pallas here. So this is saying when we move into that 10th house and the outer world and the authority of the outer world, your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your career, the social foundations and the authority that build that community. Have you been so much that now they're not fully seeing you, or they're seeing you on a way that maybe you didn't want to portray? You know, my point is don't be so up there at the moment that come the 20th after the equinox, when you're not up there as high anymore, that you can't keep up. Now, oh no, I've got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. I've got to keep up with the outer world, and this is being pushed on me, and that's what I'm saying. Don't let that Mercury kind of have that Mercury retrograde and give you the idea that it's okay. It can wait. It can't. There's certain things that you still have to be, adjusting, because when you get to the 20th and after that, it's going to be time to put that into, fruition, put that into moving forward. Maybe you're only adjusting parts at the moment, but it's also Chiron, the wounded healer. So this is saying, are you going to hit a brick wall? Don't hit the brick wall. Acknowledge what parts you have to keep responsible. Acknowledge how to stay, with wings and grounded, with roots, so that when you get into that next energy, you're capable of still being the authority in your outer world, instead of the outer world starting to push you around and be the authority of you, because you weren't fully paying attention. You didn't use the Hawkeyes at this time to keep everything rolling properly in a proper flow. And that's what you're really going to be acknowledging, if you haven't, come after the 20th. Now, your 11th house, is where that north node is now, as well as Uranus. This is Taurus energy. So this is speaking to you about stepping into your power, coming into your power, knowing your authentic self, and being the possession of you by knowing your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and allowing that higher self-value and self-esteem to also bring you the finances, because it's bringing you the manifestation. And when you're not in it, you're bringing manifestation that will actually be lacking that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. So we're looking at the outer world, the groups, the memberships, the committees that you're part of. Do they support you having your power in that outer world? Do they support your goals, dreams, and ambitions, and everything that you're picking up now as you're coming into your spiritual balance? Are they going to still be in balance with you once that sun goes into Aries after the equinox? Okay, and this is what we're looking at the moment for this month, because the North Node is trying to teach you everything you need to know about making sure you have the right groups and memberships in your life that love you, cherish you, support you, and want to help you as well as you want to help them, instead of ones that are just trying to push you to get what they want out of you. So this is at the same time while you're high up there on that spiritual level and coming into your balance, and you're zinging and feeling good within yourself, or balancing out what you don't, so that you can understand that this is, don't just be so inward that you forget the outer world and any of its responsibilities, as well as who you have part of it. Are you truly seeing this? Because you don't want to fall backwards all over again because you didn't keep it balanced. This is really what this is coming down to being about. Now, your 12th house right now, the North Node here isn't here anymore. Like I said, it moved into the 11th house. So it's lightened up some, but you still have Ceres here and Lilith here asking you what you burned for. Are you going to heal? Are you going to heal the things where you've been your own self-deception, where you've been your own Dr. Kevorkian in some form, is what I just heard, where you dissected yourself in so many different ways that you ripped yourself apart and you can't figure out how to put yourself back together. Wow, that's really what they just gave me. So this is where are you being so damn hard on yourself that you're not giving yourself the love you need to lift. You're not giving yourself the nurturing you need to lift, because Ceres is here and Ceres speaks to you directly about what you're nurturing for the healing or what you're neglecting and you're not going to heal. And then Lilith is going, well, if you want to enjoy your life, you're going to have to figure you out. So this is saying stand by, and I just got to stand by your man. But what they're saying is the soul. Stand by your soul. Stand by what you desire, what you want, what you know, and know where you're not being honest with yourself, so that you can overcome the self deceptions or the unconsciousness of where you've told yourself these things that aren't exactly true, where you've convinced yourself of something that's not true, so that you can bring the healing to yourself. And it's just saying, don't let it go unnoticed. Don't cut it slack when it doesn't deserve it. Now, the fifth house is in your fifth house now has the South Node in it, which means this is your pursuit of pleasure. Is where you tick. What makes you enjoy life? What makes you happy to be part of life, part of this earth, and breathe and enjoy? What makes you smile? What do you get to do that you enjoy expressing yourself doing? Some people, it's their artistic work. Some people, it's music. Some people, I mean, it can be anything. What is it that you enjoy doing? And are you having the time, the ability to create and be part of that? Are you able to enjoy it? And if not, well, what the hell is getting in the way of that? So that you can stop letting it get in the way. Because the South Node is here, which is saying there's a part of you that keeps letting this be important or that be important or this be important or that be important, that keeps you from getting to truly experience everything you want to experience and bring it out and breathe the you and breathe the you out. So where is it that you keep taking on too much responsibility that's keeping you from actually being responsible to yourself and acknowledging that over the next year, not just this month, over the next year? Okay, because the South Node is in Scorpio for you. That's the fifth house. But that's also about rules, laws, and boundaries on a universal scale of the eighth house. So it brings that energy to it. So this is saying where you're going to have to set boundaries so that you can get what you deserve, what you desire, what you want. So you can enjoy being here instead of working through the motions and doing what is asked of you. That's the difference between truly enjoying life and just working through the emotions, working through the motions in general. Now, your eighth house is Aquarius. And your 8th house is the rules, the walls, the boundaries of the relationships. And it's loaded right now. So it's asking you, like I said, you've got a whole lot of hawk medicine going on. Open your eyes and see the truth. While you're learning about yourself and you're getting that spiritual psychic energy and you're getting a whole new level of the ethics and the morals and the psychic abilities and all of that going on, you've got to pay attention to what's going on around you in the relationships. Are these relationships supporting you? Are they worthy of regeneration? Are they worthy of rebirth? Because the rules, the laws of the relationships of your relationships, for one, you have a relationship with any and everything you care about. You have a relationship with your money. When you have no money, you know about your relationship with the lack of money. So you have a relationship with your home, with your job, with your work, with your friends, your work friends, your family, your children, anything you care about, you have a relationship with. So what's going on in these relationships? And I say it that way because Aquarius is kind of like great balls of fire. It can be a little bit of anything in these relationships. But you also have Saturn here now, which is going, oh no, I'm ready to do some maneuvering. I'm ready to put up new walls and tear those down and set new foundations. You have Mars and Venus that were in Capricorn, which are now in these rules, walls, and boundaries, giving you the structure to be able to set ones with the courage to set ones that support your value. So this is very important. It's not just about your self-esteem, your self-worth, but really seeing where you're valued in these relationships and what you have to do to make sure that they're worth regeneration. They're worth continuing. They're worth rebirthing. Or do they need to be shifted and the foundation be changed so that it either can or is it not salvageable at all? And what are you acknowledging here? And then we're back to, like I said, your 12th house and starting your full circle. So, I mean, this feels very good for you. The only thing is if you're in that Mercury retrograde feel of being so self-centered and only seeing you, that you're not seeing what's going on around you, that could go bad because you weren't paying attention. So make sure you're keeping your eyes open and you're seeing the truth so that when you go into actually taking action, you're capable. I love you guys. Bye.